Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. My name is Nick, call signs KN6DAL. I'll be tonight's coordinator. We want to take a second and say a big shout out to the W6VVR repeater and the Vacaville Radio Club. Also to the Freestar Network for the use of their repeaters and digital connections. And a thank you to the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club, and also to the owners and operators of the WX5 NAS repeater system. Big shout out also to Mike, WG5EEK, and to Greg, W5GSW, and Brian, KK6BXP, for all their continued networking efforts. We're going to take a second and just see if there's any emergency or priority traffic. If there is, you can come through at any time. So just say break, break, and your call sign will clear the air and let you pass whatever message you need to. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All right. The 2 Meter Crew is not an actual club. We're just a group of ham radio enthusiasts. We're learning and enjoying all things ham radio. There's no dues, no fees to be a 2 Meter Crew member. If you're looking for more information, you can visit us at 2metercrew.net. You can also join our Discord link. There are links in our YouTube description, which I'll explain in a minute, where you can hook up to those different sites. The Anti-Net's open for everybody. It's welcome. You don't have to wait your turn or anything like that. If you have anything you want to add, just feel free to jump in and say hi. It's fairly uncoordinated. We want to welcome anybody new. The 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net meets every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 4 a.m. UTC, and we are on the W6VVR repeater. There's also multiple digital links. There's Echolink at W6VVR-R. Also through Allstar Nodes 51094 and 512342. You can reach us through DMR Talk Group 3174117, YSF Reflector 50462, although we've been having some problems with the YSF Reflector. It might not be working. And through Freestar, their All-Star link is 2196. We're also connected to the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club's repeater in San Mateo, California. And if you don't have a way to hook up through a digital connection or through analog, you can always join our Zoom link. We'll post that link in the YouTube chat here as the night progresses. We're also being live streamed here on YouTube at Northwest Ham Shack. If you like and subscribe to that channel, you'll get notifications when we go live. And again, in the description, there are links for our website and for the Discord app. So if anybody has any questions about that, you can always jump in and feel free to ask. And we're just going to take a quick second and see, is there any new operators out there? Is there any operators that are new or newer to ham radio? Maybe you just got your call sign or you recently upgraded your license. And if that's you, come on in now.
Crickets.
All right, nothing being heard. We've got a few people in the Zoom chat here tonight, and one of them, I haven't seen him in quite a while, so I'm going to give him an opportunity to jump on and say hi before we lose him again for 6 months to a year. You got to make that cameo impression. Aaron, W6AEF, it's good to see you, man. How's things going?
Hey, Nick. Man, I feel under-equipped looking at Dan's shack over there. He's got RF everywhere, scattering everywhere. His hair is sticking straight up. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Good to see everybody. Make sure you time me out, Nick, on the timer here. Yeah, just making the cameo appearance. God, I can't remember the last time I was on. Good to see everybody, and always good to hear what's going on in the ham radio world. I was just out in the garage the other day, and I found the can of SWR spray that I'd used last April's Fools, and it seemed to work pretty good. Got on what is it, 13 meters? Is there a 13 meter band? I'm just kidding. I'll let it break, Nick. I know you got the pedal. Anyway, back at it. Aaron, W6AEF for ID. Yeah, it's been a while, and mostly doing the work thing, the dad thing, doing the search and rescue thing. Hadn't had the truck off-roading a bit, but yeah, just keeping busy. But other than that, Nick, I'll turn it back to you, and never at a loss for words. I'll stick around for a little bit, but good to see everybody.
Yeah, man, it's awesome to see you again. Thanks for checking in and saying hi. Don't be a stranger, man. It's always good to have you come on and hear all the things you got going on. So
yeah, last time I had no glasses, man, and I still have a little hair left too, but
is it starting to go away? Let's not talk hair. I mean, I probably just broke somebody's computer screen. Sorry about that. This is Nick, KN6DAL. If you only hear half the conversation, it's because we're all in a Zoom link right now, so we can see each other and kind of poke fun that way. So if anybody's interested in joining that, we will be posting that. In fact, I'll be posting it here in just a second in the YouTube link, and you're always welcome to join in there. But this is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in and say hi, come on in now.
Is Whiskey 6 Delta Echo Foxtrot WW6DEF. Darren currently mobile in Rancho Cordova.
All right, WW6DEF, and I think it was Darren, if I heard it right, in Rancho Cordova. How's it going tonight?
Going pretty good, just getting off work. I'm a UPS driver, was up on the hill in rescue. Got snow on the ground up there. It was snowing between 5 and 7, and just head back to my house in Orangeville. And yeah, it's going to be a cold one. I guess the customers were telling me they're going to get 6 inches up there. So that's pretty good for, was it 1,209 feet, I guess it is. Anyways, have a good evening. Back to net control, WW6DEF.
Yeah, thanks for checking in with us, Darren. It's getting cold up here too. We got some snow this morning. I'm up in Everett, Washington, and it was warming up for quite a few weeks. It was, up in the kind of mid 40s, low 50s, maybe hit 60 degrees a couple times, and then it just snapped. And we're supposed to hit like 20 degrees tonight. It was snowing this morning when I woke up, and I don't think it's going to be anything like inches, but definitely enough to make it mildly miserable. But thanks for checking in with us, man. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, looking for any check-ins. Come on in now. Did anybody catch that? Anybody here in analog? Is anybody near analog radio for VVR? All right, station. We caught. I couldn't make out anything. I think I heard a name Steve, but if you could come again, I've got someone relaying through straight analog to see if we can make out your call. Come on in again.
Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo India Hotel, and the handle is Steve. Back to you.
Hey, that sounds much better. I don't know if you're mobile or what happened there. The first time you came in, it was a little bit rough, but you sound great now. So KJ6KIH, Steve, how's it going tonight?
I just got a new pickup truck, a Tacoma, and I've always built my own antennas, hex beams, quads, etc., etc. But I've never put a mobile antenna on a truck before, and I'm looking for something called gain. I see these whips and they turn my stomach. I mean, it's just. But so, what is the highest gain mobile antenna on a truck that a guy can put on? That's just a question here, man. Back to you.
Steve, that's a fantastic question. In fact, that's probably one of the more popular questions that people ask. And what I can tell you is that depending on who you ask, you're going to get probably 500 completely different answers, unfortunately, which sucks because you're probably just looking for an answer, right? What I would recommend is maybe go on YouTube and look at some reviews just from people that didn't get paid for the product. I also have a couple people in the chat that here tonight that I'll give a chance to chime in on that. I currently run a 2 meter 440 Larson antenna on my truck right now. And it's subjective. Depending on what type of terrain you're in, there's all kinds of different reasons why you would put a different length antenna. If you're just looking for the highest gain, you'd have to look at the specs on each individual mobile antenna out there. But Dave had kind of raised his hand, K6WBY, so I'm going to pass it over to him. So I don't have an exact answer for you on what like the highest gain antenna is for mobile use, but I know that if it's high gain, it's going to probably be longer. Dave, K6WBY, what do you have?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. This is Dave, K6WBY. And Steve, I think the most important question is how far do you want to take it, and what are you willing to do to your truck, and by location. So the best, most effective spot is going to be in the middle of the cab. And whether you use a mag mount or just drill it right through the center, it's about, are you able to place that antenna in the center of your cab, because that's going to get you the most equal gain off of the truck, not compromising and putting it on a corner or this, that, or the other. I did decide to drill the center of my cab, and I used the Comet. It's the Comet CA 2x4 SR antenna, and I've had a outstanding result.
Break for a second, Dave. Okay, go.
Sorry, what I was saying is the Comet CA 2x4 SR mobile antenna, and I've had outstanding results with that antenna. I did get the spring to go in the middle of it, or at the base, I should say, so that it does have flex when I hit something. And it is also a fold over antenna. So it's about 40 inches tall. So kind of a tall antenna. But with that fold over, you can, get up there and bend it over when you want to go in the garage or something like that.
So Steve, KJ6KIH. I guess what's your intended use for the antenna?
Drive across country with, and one of my the ham friends here, he said that the military have that long whip that they always kept at a loop, and he said that loop actually made the antenna better than if they left it flopping straight up in the breeze. So that's kind of so just driving across country with back to you.
Yeah, realistically, I truly believe that they use the hook to arc the antenna back, mainly for like clearance purposes. But in terms of effective radiation, I would argue that that's probably a disadvantage than a long whip straight vertical, because that's really its intended design. You're really changing the radiation pattern when you arc it over and then connect the tip to different parts of the body. But either way, I mean, an antenna period is better than no antenna, and anything that you get out of the box is probably going to work relatively effectively with a 50-watt radio for a pretty good distance, especially in the California area where most of you guys are kind of in a big bowl. Up here we have a lot shorter range on effective range with antennas, just because we have a lot of evergreens and a lot of stuff in the way that kind of shorten our transmit distances. But there's a lot of antennas that are made for using across country that are really super durable. I would stay away from really expensive or inexpensive models, like trams and stuff like that are probably not best. But did you have something else you wanted to add on that, Dave?
Yeah, Nick, just really quick, in my time in the military, we never transmitted with the antenna down. So that's just for, getting around and not having it bang on everything as you're driving your vehicle around when you're not using the radio. If you're using the radio, you're putting that antenna up. So it's more just about, you see them pulled down all the time, but that's because we're never using the radio. Driving around town, driving around here, you're just not using the radio. And again, I mean, I think, there's a lot of good choices out there for antennas. And if you can get it in the middle of the cab, that's going to get you so much more advantage, regardless of which antenna you pick.
Yeah, good advice. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. One last thing before we move on, Steve. If you're interested in maybe getting some links or some ideas on what you could do, or even just some like pictures of different setups and stuff, if you go to our Discord link, so we're live at Northwest Ham Shack on YouTube right now. If in the description there's links to a Discord app. If you join our Discord server, there's hundreds of people in there that would be happy to send pictures of their setup and just different ideas, and we could go rounds for hours just getting you set up with some different information. So if you're interested, I would encourage you to do that. I'll pass it back over to you, Steve, for your final before we move on.
Very much, and I will go over there and build myself up. So, thank you, all of you. on KG6KIH. Back to net control.
All right, this is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 meter crew anti-net. Haven't heard from Frank in a while. Frank, how you doing tonight? KG6NLW. I'll get it right this time. How's it going, man? Oh, you have no audio. Try it one more time. Nope. I'll give you a minute to figure it out. We'll hear from Dan, and then we'll come back and say hi to you, Frank. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 meter crew anti-net. Moving on to Dan in 6ETR. What's going on?
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Dan in 6ETR. Not too much going on. I know some time ago I said I would have my transmitter ready to go in 2 weeks. And of course that came and went because I can't settle with one project at a time. So what I did is my dad's got a Class A motorhome and his power converter went out. And so he already bought a new power converter. And I'm like, well, I bet I could fix that. And that'd be a free power converter for the shack. So I did. $10 worth of electrolytic capacitors and reflowing the output high wattage resistors. And I have a 45 amp 120 to 12 volt power supply for the shack, cool, if I ever use it. So I know a few hams out there that like to keep things on the cheap, and if you can get something for free and maybe you can screw around with it long enough, you might just fix it. Other than that, the only other thing that I have to report is I recently became a volunteer examiner. My radio club, thank you. My radio club is looking to possibly start having examination sessions. So I'm looking forward to participating in that when we get it off the ground. So I figured I'd be proactive and get my VE cert. So that's what's going on here. Back to you guys, Dan in 6ETR.
Oh, Dan, I can always rely on you to have something cool going on. And I am of the absolute mindset, if you can do it for cheaper, do it. And so I love seeing things like that. When somebody takes something that one man's trash is another man's treasure. And it's so true. You know, I would spend as much time as I could trying to make that thing work just like you did. So hats off to you. Great job on that. Second time I probably broke somebody's computer with my bald head. Well, cool, man. That's awesome. And congrats on getting the VE. That's super cool. We had talked about that. If you guys do anything online, I'd like to know, because it would be hard for me to come down and help. But if it's online, I could definitely jump on and participate in that. So if you're there doing that, let me know. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 meter crew anti-net. Any and all check-ins. Anybody want to come in? Come on in now.
Is my audio working now?
Yep, it's working.
Okay.
I'm getting into the system. I've registered properly.
I didn't catch your call, Stein Station, but you are making it in. Come on back.
Beautiful, beautiful. I appreciate that. You got Kilo Delta 2 Bravo Delta Uniform, KD2 BDU, Long Island, New York.
All right, KD2 BDU from Long Island, New York. What's your name and how's it going tonight?
My name is Chris over here. I don't want to break up the queue, so I was just trying to see if I can get into the system if I registered properly with the TGIF. Just finishing up work in like boom, 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 half hour.
No, that's awesome. You're not breaking anything up, man. We're just a group of ham radio operators that are enjoying participating in what we call an anti-net. It's just kind of an uncoordinated group of people hanging out, having fun, talking with each other. So you came in right at the right time. It sounds like everything's working. And if you're coming in through TGIF, are you linking up to the Freestar Network, or what TGIF talk group are you coming in on?
I'm actually using CMR, so I'm cross-linking, I guess, and then going into the TGIF network and through Brand Meister, 2585.
Okay, I'd have to look that up. I'm not totally sure what group that's connected to. So right now we have multiple different repeaters, analog repeaters and digital connections linked just for our group's net, and so many people come in through different ways. But it's good that you got that working. It sounds like everything's registered and working properly. So yeah, I appreciate you checking in with us, Chris. Is there anything you'd like to add before we move on?
D-Star guy. I do some HF2 through the mobile, but I'm mainly a digital guy. That's about all, not too much. I'll definitely keep this group in mind here and jump back on and say hello to you guys once in a while there. 82BDU.
All right, Chris. Well, we appreciate the check-in, KD2BDU. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, and we're looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
N5 SBF, November 5, Sierra Bravo Foxtrot, New York City. Checking in through the, ironically, through the New South Wales West Coast, or yeah, I think it West Central Coast repeater or network, and don't really have anything to add to the net, but just wanted to check in for the record. And 5 SBF.
N5 SBF, thanks for checking in. I appreciate you coming in and saying hi. I think you said that you were in New York as well. Are you coming in digitally through, you said New South Wales, but I'm not familiar with that. Is that same link maybe that we were just looking up for? Is it the same talk group, the 2585?
Well, I'm on Echolink. No, I'm not sure what the Echolink node number is, but no, I'm
how he's here.
I'm on Echolink, so
He's here.
yeah, I'm in New York, and just browsing through the nets that are available, and just thought I would check in. But no, I'm not sure if it's the same, because I didn't hear that discussion.
Okay. You just popped on. Got it.
But I'm here in 5 SBF.
All right, N5 SBF. Thanks for your check-in, man. I appreciate it. We're here every night, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 4 a.m. UTC. You're always welcome to jump in and say hi anytime you like. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. We're finally going to call on Frank, KG6NLW. Did you get your audio fixed, bud?
I think so. KG6NLW. Good
There it
evening,
is.
one and all. Awesome. I saw all the eyes roll all at once when Nick said my name. It's good to see the Anti-Net up and running this week. I do have a little brag to bring up.
Oh, that's cool.
For those watching YouTube and Zoom, this is NN6EE's QSL card.
Did you get it in CW?
Nope, but 40 meters.
Okay.
I cannot show what is behind my hand here because Nick will get demonetized. But yeah, I got what
I'm
calling
not monetized anyway.
I got what I'm calling bragging rights because Jim doesn't send QSL cards out. So the fact that I got one is A plus in my book. Other than that, not much. Been pretty busy with work. This last weekend I went up to the pickle and well, I had a pickle at the pickle. Other than that, nothing else going on here. KG6NLW, back to Nick.
Well, I heard you had a pickle on the way up to the pickle, so but we won't talk about that.
Oh yeah.
This
no,
is
I had
Nick.
a few.
KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. Looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody wants to come in and say hi, come on in now.
Six. Hope you guys are good.
Was that a double?
I think it was. I heard a KM6 the first time.
Yeah. So I caught a prefix KM6. I think there was a double there. If you could come back.
Kilo Mike 6 Zulu Tango Hotel.
Holy smokes! Is that Justin KM6 ZTH?
Nick and everybody on the net. Yep, I've got a really long day, so I'm actually able to be on the radio as I drive home tonight. How y'all doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm trying to avoid blushing. I'm so excited that you're on the radio right now. It's good to hear your voice, man. How you been?
Been busy. You know, it's been playing a lot of radio lately. It's been fun. So haven't done much with it, just been playing and tinkering. But good to get on the air and talk with familiar, friendly fellows and faces.
Well, it's good that you're busy. You got to stay busy raising those kiddos. So I know everybody's life is kind of chaotic. We've actually been talking about that recently. It's been hard to coordinate this some weeks because everybody's got so much stuff going on. But yeah, man, it's really awesome to hear your voice. And if you get home and you're not too tired and you want to jump on Zoom, you're always welcome to. I appreciate you coming in. And how long's your commute tonight?
I'm probably another 20 to 30 minutes till I'm home. So we'll see where we're at. That's provided there's no traffic up here, but I hope there's none. KM6 ZGH with the 2 Meter Crew.
All right. Thanks a lot for checking in, Justin. We really appreciate it. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. And for those of you who don't know, he is like one of the icons that started the 2 Meter Crew. So it's really awesome to hear your voice out there and have you come in and say hi, man. Let's see if there's anybody else out there. Any other check-ins? Come on in now.
Bert.
Oh my gosh, we got the whole crew going on tonight. Bert, what's going on, man? How you been? Well, you were kind of there in spirit, Bert. Your audio is not coming into the repeater very well. I think you're in a bad spot. But knowing you, and I heard that you were on your way home, you'll probably hit a little bit better spot. So let's wait a few minutes and try it again. I'll keep it open. I think there's maybe a few more people that are trying to check in. So we'll come back to you because I cannot hear you. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. Looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now.
As Cujo likes to say, he's not measuring up to ham radio standard.
All right. I kind of caught a call sign there, but I didn't quite make it out. If you could try it one more time.
KI5OWH. KI5OWH.
All right, KI5OWH. How's it going tonight?
All right, but that's actually A at the end, not H. Doing all right. Here at work, getting into another wonderful night at work. And thought I'd check in.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you. Whereabout are you calling in from?
All the way in Amarillo, Texas. That's Texas, called the Panhandle Park.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate the check-in from Texas. It was KI5OWA. Is that correct?
That's affirmative. That is affirmative.
Well, awesome. Thanks for checking in with us. We appreciate it. Let's see who else we got out there. This is KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net, looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wishes to check in, come on in now.
This is Kilo Oscar 4, Lima Uniform. That's Kilo Oscar 4, Lima Uniform. It's John in Alabama. Top of the evening to everybody.
Well, good evening, KO4LLU, John in Alabama. How is everything going tonight?
Oh, just fine. Enjoying this warm weather we're having. For February, it's kind of unusual, but, kind of makes you wonder what's in the store. We usually get a little, if we do get any snow, it's usually in March here, so, but it was, I don't know, almost, sorry about that. It was almost 80 degrees out there today, so it was a good day to get out and worked on another antenna launcher, so got that job completed. So back over to you.
Well, awesome. Thanks for checking in with us, John. Yeah, your weather's a lot nicer than ours is. Even down in California right now, I guess they're getting a lot of cold weather. And I'm up in Washington State, and it's getting very cold as the night progresses. It's supposed to get about 20 degrees tonight, so enjoy that warm weather while it lasts. Appreciate your check-in. This is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We are looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
This is KF1D. Name is Brian in Massachusetts, using the Peanut program.
Hey, Brian, thanks for your check-in. I think I got your call sign as Kilo 5 India Delta. Is that correct?
Kilo Foxtrot 1 Delta, KF1D. If I'm overmodulating, let me know and I will turn down the volume, but it's KF1D.
No, you're coming in great. You sound good, Brian. Well, I appreciate you coming in and saying hi. Where are you calling in from? Well, you said
So I'm calling in from Massachusetts, United States, where it's 11:40 p.m. right now, and I'm just experimenting with the Peanut program. I got a lot of this straightened out on my DMR radio, but this is the first time I'm using Peanut for this talk group. With that, I just turned it on. I heard you and figured I'd call in. I'm not sure what the topic is, but anyways, I'll give it back to you. KF1D.
Well, I appreciate you you tuning in and saying hi to us, Brian. We don't really have much of a coordinated topic tonight. We're just kind of hanging out, saying hi to people, seeing who wants to jump in and say hi. We talked a little bit earlier about mobile antennas and mobile antenna setups, and I know that can get really subjective really fast, so I kind of danced around that topic. But everybody has their opinions. But yeah, we talked about that and just seeing how everybody's night's going. So how's your night going?
Peanut and the SSTV program called Yoniq, YONIQ, and this was to pass my mic. I don't have that foam cover, fell apart, so you might hear some crackles in there if I breathe heavy while talking. But I tried using the Peanut program with the Yoniq SSTV. Didn't have very good success. The pictures on the Peanut website were not very crisp or clear. I did manage to do this about a year ago just fine, but I think I have so many things going on my computer. I'm not sure if that's interfering with sending the little pictures that we do with SSTV. But other than that, I'm continuing to learn here, and good to be a part of this net. Back to you, KF1D.
All right, KF1D, Brian in Massachusetts. Thanks so much for checking in with us. We appreciate it. You're welcome back anytime. We are here on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 4 a.m. UTC. And we're connected to the Freestar Network, which it looks like you're coming in through. And we have multiple different digital and analog connections available. So if you're interested in more information on that, you can check out our website at 2metercrew.net. And it can kind of point you in the direction of where we're hanging out. So thanks for checking in with us, man. We appreciate it. We also just had Jonathan jump into the chat in KN6TYF. How's it going tonight, buddy?
Yeah, good evening. I thought I would skulk around in the background a little bit.
Nice try.
Yeah. Yeah, things are good. I haven't been, honestly doing too much radio stuff lately. Just been super busy with work. And radio-wise, things have kind of like calmed down a little bit. There was like a little period a few months ago. It's just like getting a whole bunch of radios in and trying to figure out which ones I wanted and what I actually want, what I actually need. And it's kind of coalesced around the Anytone radios, which are really nice, like the 578, the 60-watt dual band DMR and analog, and I'm using that as my base dual band capability. It's great. And for the mobiles or the handhelds, the BTEC 6X2 Pro, which is Anytone 878, but with a few firmware enhancements. And talk about the best DMR handheld on the market. And it's $30 cheaper than 878. Pretty hard to go wrong. So yeah, just doing work and having a good time. Yeah, how about you? How about you, man?
Yeah, I've been good. I've been kind of the same, super busy with work. I hardly have time to turn a radio on anymore. I listen a lot mobile. There's a bunch of people out here that kind of just jaw jack on 5.2, and so they do a lot of simplex and stuff, and that's cool to see that that's still kicking around this area. Repeaters in our area are just dead though, like super quiet. There's one repeater down in California, down in Seattle. And it's super active all the time, but it's a net repeater, like constant nets around the clock. And the check-in arrangement is oftentimes like super long-winded to get in. So I typically won't check in because by the time I get my call sign on the list, it might be 30, 45 minutes before you get an opportunity to actually, say hi or something. And so That's one of the reasons why I've always opted to run this in a manner where you just call people out and say hi, right? Somebody might only have 5 minutes on the road and they just want to jump in and say, hey, what's up? And it gives people the opportunity to do that. Where if you do like a either not necessarily roster driven, but like if you take in a collaboration of call signs and then pull from those and in order, it can, if you're the last guy on that, man, you're hosed. You're stuck. So
that reminds me. Yeah, there's some HF nets that are like that. Like the Triple H net kind of late at night, which I like listening to sometimes, but man, it could be like an hour from the time they have check-ins, and then they're like calling on you, and by the time you know it's like 1:30 in the morning, I'm half asleep. Like, well, it was cool. Sure. I heard some DX stations, I didn't get to work them, but yeah, I feel you on that.
This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. Before we go, Jonathan, mobile, do you have any mobile setups right now?
No, not
Nothing
right now.
Okay, all right. Well, when you do, a guy came on earlier today and had some questions about different mobile setups, and we're just plugging different ideas for him. So if you come up with one, throw it out there. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now.
I wonder if Bert's in a good spot now.
Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee. Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee. Robert in Sydney.
VK2DY, Robert, hey, it's good to hear from you again, man. You sound really, really good coming into the system tonight. How's it going?
Yes, good afternoon. This is Robert, Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee in northwestern Sydney, 3:46 p.m. I'm just coming in Echolink here. I've got the ham conference connected up to W6VVR-R, and that's where some of the people you've been talking to have been coming in through. But at any rate, because we've got a whole bunch of links on this ham conference, who knows where they all go. Anyway, thank you for taking my check-in. It's 23 degrees Celsius. That's about 73 Fahrenheit, I think. Overcast, raining on and off. We're coming to the end of summer here. We still have some summer weather left, but we've had a little bit of a cooling off and rain here for the last day or two, and probably we'll go back to summer weather in another couple days or so. At least that's what the BOM says, the Bureau of Meteorology. Other than that, not a whole lot to share. Like I said, we're coming to autumn here. I know you guys are coming to the spring, so we go the opposite direction. But it is what it is. Two hemispheres. VK2DY.net.
Well, thanks for checking in, Robert. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. We appreciate it. And by all means, if your system's ever connected when we are running this, you can connect anything that you want. We always love to have the unique and interesting check-ins come in. So thank you very much. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now.
It's hailing here, by the way.
Is it
out
really?
of nowhere? Yeah.
It's supposed to snow in Cloverdale tonight, which is weird.
All right, I didn't hear anything, but I do see a call sign I don't recognize. KG6AEB in the chat. How's it going tonight? Oh, you turned your mic off. I recognize your face, though. I've seen you before.
It's Marcus.
Oh, hey, what's going on? I was like, gosh, the call sign sounds kind of familiar, and like, I don't have it written down because sometimes people will come in on the chat after they came in on the radio. How's it going, man?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Awesome. Yeah, I forgot that tonight was the net, so I just jumped on real quick and just thought I said, hey.
That's awesome. It's good to hear from you. What have you been up to?
Oh man, just work, more work. Been swamped. We got the storm coming in, so I don't know how tomorrow's gonna look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it you, Jonathan? Just said it just started hailing in your area.
Yeah. Just started hailing here in Oakland.
And where, Marcus, you're up in where are you at now?
I live in Red Bluff.
Red
Right
Bluff,
now I'm down Concord doing some work, so I don't know. I haven't peeked outside yet.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't kill power. If it does, Dave will get to work out a little bit of bit of his muscles. He's got a new thing going on. In fact, you didn't even get a chance to talk about that, Dave. Did I not? Oh, well, I guess I didn't actually really call on you, did I? we were just all talking about different stuff. We got on the antenna thing. But tell us a little bit about your system, K6WBY. What's going on?
Yeah, hey Nick, Dave, K6WBY again. Really excited to finally get my Tesla Powerwall system up and running. So got the chance to, everything got finished installed yesterday and got it switched on. And so since the sun went down this afternoon, I've been 100% on battery power. And I was mentioning earlier, I'm just really enjoying watching the app where I can see how power is coming and going from my house and charging my batteries and sending power back to the grid. It's kind of addicting. So that's a lot of fun. And as soon as we get done with this, I have some pictures to show everybody that's on the Zoom. And then did get to make a contact in Japan on 10 meters Monday, I think. So doing a little bit of HF here and there. Got the DX Commander up again, but haven't had a whole lot of time. But every once in a while, you hop on and make a fun contact. So
I just got yelled at.
Peter did timeout. N6CFR.
I totally timed you out, Dave. I'm sorry. And Dan yelled at me visually for it. So
I saw that.
Okay, now it's awkward silence. We'll come back to you when you have your pictures, okay? Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 meter crew anti-net. Bert, you sound a lot better. We can hear you now. And I promise to try not to time you out. How's it going?
Yeah, I got on 37 now. When I was up there earlier, it was just still in Carter Madera, so I don't know how good that is with an HT on a Nova antenna that's just a mag mount with a Nagoya antenna.
It's a little scratchy in the background, but you're making it into the repeater, and we can hear every word, so that's what's important.
Hopefully I get home in time and see you guys still on the YouTube. I'll be in there a little bit.
All right, thank you. It was good to hear from you, Bert. N6EFR from KN6DAL with the 2 meter crew anti-net. We are looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in and say hi, come on in now. All right, we are approaching the 9 o'clock hour, so we'll take one last call out, see if we have any last minute check-ins, any last calls for check-ins. Come on in now. I see. I'm staring at my computer screen right now because I see
Alpha Echo 1 Juliet Whiskey. I'll say again, Alpha Echo 1 Juliet Whiskey.
Hold on. AE1JW, how's it going tonight?
Good evening, net control and everyone else on net. It's going well, man. I was just out listening. I listened to you all talk back and forth about the antennas and all the other stuff. Just bored at the moment, so I figured I would jump on the radios, and I checked into a net prior to this one, so I figured I would check into this one as well. but I don't really have anything to contribute as far as mobile goes because I don't have a mobile setup for my ham radio. So I'll let you guys get back to it. Just want to wave my hand. This is Alpha Echo 1 Juliet Whiskey 73.
All right, thanks for the check-in. We appreciate it. AE1JW, thanks for coming in, and you can check in with us anytime. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that is 3 a.m. Or 4 a.m. UTC time. This is Nick, KN60AL, with the 2-meter crew Anti-Net, taking last calls on check-ins. Last calls, anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
N0 BVE.
Is that Bravo Delta? I think that was N0 Bravo Delta Echo, if I got that right. How's it going tonight?
November 0 Bravo Victor Echo, Minneapolis. I'm coming to you on a 900 meg repeater in Minneapolis, 92798. The call is N0 BVE and location is Minnetonka, Minnesota. What node number am I connected to here? Mike, my friend, has got me connected up. I'm not sure what I'm coming out on.
Yeah, you are coming into me from Allstar Node 2196, which is the Freestar UK hub, and that's cool that you're crossing in from a 900 meg system. That's awesome. You sound good coming into the system tonight, and I think I got your call correct this time. N0 Bravo Victor Echo. If that's correct, coming in from Minnesota.
Yeah, that's correct. And I'm working through the N0 VZC repeater in St. Bonnie on 927.98 on a Motorola radio. Good. What is your Echolink node number so I can connect my Echolink repeater to your node at some point? I run the Handy Hams network here out of Minneapolis, the Handy Hams. What is your node number?
You know what? I would have to look up the node on it, and I'll try to do that, and maybe shoot you an email if you're good on QRZ, because the Echolink I have for our system is Whiskey 6 Victor Victor Radio, so W6VVR-R, but I don't have the actual number. Unless anybody else without 4 computer screens in front of them can look that up for me and get that information.
I have it for you, Nick.
Okay, go ahead, Frank.
It's node number 454312, 454312, KG6
All right, thank you for that. And N0 Bravo Victor Echo, did you copy that? 454312?
Hey, sounds good. Well, I'll probably connect in our system here too at some point, and the Handy Hams at 3890-3980-39. So, Handy Hams. Back to net there for running the net. It sounds interesting, and we're playing 900 megs here and having fun with that from Minneapolis and 0BV.
All right. Thanks again for the check-in. This is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2-meter crew Anti-Net. Taking last calls on check-ins. Last calls, come on in now. All right. Nothing being heard. We are going to wrap the radio portion of this up. We're going to move over to hanging out on Zoom, and we'll be live on YouTube for a little bit. For those of you that didn't catch the YouTube channel, it's Northwest Ham Shack, and we'll be hanging out here live with a few people that were able to check into the Anti-Net tonight. If anybody wants to join, you can go to the live stream, and there is a link to join the Zoom meeting. You're always welcome to come in and say hi that way. So I appreciate all the check-ins from all over the U.S. and further tonight. It was definitely super cool to hear from everybody. keep in mind we will be here again at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays, and you're always welcome to jump in and say hi. So until we all meet again, I'll say 7-3. We'll turn all these digital connections and radios back to normal operation, and we will see everybody next week. 7-3. Thank you for grabbing that for me, Frank.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna look this up right now because I can't. I have such a hard time talking and doing everything at the same time.
I literally have Echolink as a shortcut on my phone because I have to connect in Tuesday nights for when I'm around for the Tuesday night net, and then N6ICW on Thursday nights for the swap net when I'm not at home. So I have it on a nice little quick shortcut there, and N6ICW and VVR are favorited, so it was easy, 3 clicks and I was there.
Right. Awesome. Thank you. And most people I know use Echolink from their phone, and so they oftentimes don't use a node number to make the connection. They just look up the name or whatever.
Yeah, but what's great about it, let's see if I can do it. It shows the node number there on your phone anyway. See that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so
we had a guy that just commented. Where did that go? Jeff AD0QM. Must have been a case of the Gremlins tried DMR and Allstar and nada. Nice to find another net. We'll have to check you out next week. Oh, that's too bad.
Can you see my screen?
I can.
Check that out.
That's so cool.
So there's the batteries. There's 3 of them, and it's kind of fun, watching them put all this together. But essentially, we built this little standalone pad and backboard to put them on, and my solar array is directly above this. I have a 2 solar arrays that are on ground mounted poles, and they actually rotate. I have to go out there and crank them by hand, but once a month I go and move them a few degrees so that they get the maximum sun angle each month, which helps me to produce more solar. But this part was pretty simple, and it's pretty straightforward. Let me share another picture real quick.
You don't get any interference like on HF?
It's all from the solar panels or from the batteries?
Well, I guess from both.
It's a good question. It's on the opposite, it's in a different house altogether, and it's on the opposite side of my house from where my antenna is set up. So I don't think it's made a difference at all. There's a lot of noise in my neighborhood anyway. So I don't even know if I would notice the difference, to be honest.
Yeah.
Share this one.
Cool. Sunday and Monday we didn't have power for like 2 days, so would have been nice to have had backup like that.
Yeah, no kidding. The power went out a couple of times yesterday, actually, just real briefly when the wind was blowing really hard, and I didn't even notice it. Can you see this one?
Yeah, that looks nice.
So I've got to get it all painted and everything, but my old panel with the meter on it is here, and they literally had to pull all of the wires out of my panel, pull all the circuit breakers out, move them to that new panel that's on the left over there, and then run everything over to the new panel and the batteries and all. So pretty, it's very complicated because the gas meter is right below here, and then now you have to have this big offset between the gas meter and any new electrical. So it was just a really long process to get all this stuff put in here and do all the calculations for all the wires. They had to upsize everything to make this, long run over here. It was is pretty crazy. Glad it's done. And I've got another. On 1 second. I'm not good at this sharing. Share.
Neither is my 3-year-old.
Can you see the new one now?
Yeah.
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 That looks like some good opportunity to put some toroids, some ferrites and stuff, you know?
Yeah. There's I can couple of screws and I can get in there. But this is that one trench on the bottom. And then let me give you one more example here.
Just because I'm nuts, I put ferrite everywhere. Otherwise, the noise level does exactly what you said. It just every little bit kind of it's like additive, you know. And then eventually, next thing you know, you have S9 noise just everywhere.
Or you just have S9 noise. Period.
Yeah. There's so much I'm fighting against in my neighborhood. I've kind of just I'm waiting till I get the shack finished before I really start to attack anything else. Because everything is temporary at this point. But this final picture, you guys can see that, right?
Yes.
So on the left is the Tesla switch, where kind of everything comes together, and on the right is that new panel. But this is where the kind of the magic of the system happens. It's cool to watch them do everything, and fortunately, I would have taken me 6 months to install this if I tried to do it myself. There was they were not working quickly, for sure, but they did do a nice job, and I appreciate what they finally ended up with. But it's pretty amazing to watch the way the app works and just how connected the system is now. And I'm thinking right now I'm down to 88% on my batteries. And I just noticed that all of a sudden I'm working off the grid again. That's interesting.
Do you have a time of use plan?
I do have a time of use plan, and I think that's why it switched back to the grid. So I'm still working out the kinks of figuring out how to maximize and utilize the batteries, but we literally got it turned on yesterday.
Yep.
So I think I'll be able to operate on battery until the sun comes back up, and I think I'll be around 50% battery power when the sun comes up tomorrow. Kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, if you have time of use, like you want the batteries during the day, like to power shift, whatever load the panels can't soak up.
Yeah.
You want the battery to fill in the rest of that.
I don't think when the problem that I have, I guess problem is kind of not the best way to say it. It's good and bad. Because my roof has so many angles and it's so cut up, I couldn't fit the panels without covering my whole roof, and then they wouldn't have been very effective, and I would have had to add more panels to get the same amount of generation. But I have this side yard that has like a perfect south-southwest aspect, and so I just put 2 big arrays in that side yard. So it doesn't start producing until a little bit later because there's nothing facing the sunrise.
Sure.
And it stops producing a little bit earlier because there's nothing facing the sunset. But when it's in the 80% cycle of the day with the sun being up, that thing just cranks because of all 36 panels all facing right at the most intense position of the sun. So theoretically, I don't think that now that the system's going, even when the air conditioner is running, I don't think it'll overpower the solar panels.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Because I mean, the theory behind it is awesome, right? Like you suck up as much of that power as you can during the day. Supplementing with low cost time of use power for any overload. So
Yeah, I figured out what the issue was. I had it set to time of use, and I want to be, the setting that I wanted instead was self-powered, because it shut off, even though it was only down to 88%, it shut off because of the time of use. And the battery capacity that I built in, I shouldn't have to worry about that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's not that much difference with PG&E between the peak and the off peak. It's like 10 cents per kilowatt, which
All I know is I get raked over the coals by PG&E every month.
Yeah, everybody does. We pay on your peak time, you're probably paying 40 something cents, 45 cents.
52 cents.
52 cents?
52 cents, yeah.
I'd have to go look at the last bill.
Where my daughter lives in Texas, in Dallas, it's between 9 to 11 cents a kilowatt, depending on the time of the year. Guaranteed all the time. Doesn't matter how much you use. And for neighbor, he actually has to use more, because if he doesn't use enough, it starts to increase his rate. And he's got a couple of electric vehicles, and it's just like so cheap. But yeah, so super fun. I'm glad it's finally up and running. It took forever, and I'm really excited. And now I don't have to worry when the power goes out, which it will.
Yep, it
So,
will.
so Nick, you said you didn't care about any demonetization on YouTube, right?
Say that again.
You don't care about any demonetization. I want to show what Jim said on the card.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah.
Okay. And for those that aren't familiar, Nick, probably you're the only one. Tree has become, well, the racist slurs, among quite a few other things, have been really like 24/7 super bad lately. And
I don't know what makes you think I'm so naive to what's going on in the world, but
because you're so busy.
Between myself and I think either Greg or Servando, we like to keep Nick in the loop on the dirty,
the dirty, ugly truth of Northern California.
Yeah, but it's gotten like, I haven't been on in a while, and I got on the other day and I was like, nope, turned it right back off.
Oh,
I used to.
Sorry.
I used to take and I would have Molly get on 3-3 all the time when she was 8 or 9 years old, and like she loved getting on and talking to people, and like I would never let her anywhere near that now. Like it's unfortunate because like when I started out on there, we were talking about that earlier today. It's like it was chaotic a little bit, and it was more lively than the other repeaters around, but it was super cordial, and everybody was polite to each other, and it was a community, and everybody's having fun and doing their thing. And then it just kind of got rancid, and that's I know that it's exciting because of the maybe the shock and awe factor. But to be 100% honest, if I could give anybody any advice that I think is the best for like the overall ham radio community as a whole, is just turn the damn radio off or switch to a different frequency. Don't even acknowledge the existence of that, because then the problem will go away. Burn the damn repeater to the ground for all I care, right? It's like, go find a place to have a general discussion where people can be cordial, because nobody wants to play into that nonsense. It's stupid.
Here's the thing about it. So we've all gone over to 4.7 or N6 ICW or another repeater. The control op that's currently on there like all the time is inciting it. Instead of just shutting down the machine, he's inciting.
Right, but what you just said is a made up fake term. Okay? The control op doesn't exist other than in your own mind. Okay? It's a radio. Like there's no such thing as a control op. The only control op is Wendell with the switch to turn it off. That's the only control that's out there. And there's no other control other than the stupidity.
He's MIA. He's MIA completely.
I would be too. I can't blame him.
Well, no. Wendell in the past would have shut the repeater down and kept it shut down until things got better.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe he's leaving it on so that he can bust every stupid person out there.
Yeah, good luck.
I don't know.
You gotta let it go. Don't get involved.
But yeah, so Jim wrote that on the QSL card to me. I'm like, yeah, that's Jim for you.
There's, could you guys hear what's playing on there right now?
Yeah, if I turned on the live stream.
On VVR?
Yeah. No, that's on. This is 3.3. Yeah, it's just nonstop. It's been going straight for the last several minutes. Jonathan, that bill's pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I totally so I accidentally switched the view on Zoom, and I was like,
yeah,
well, it was cool that Marcus and Jonathan showed up, but where'd they go? I accidentally turned off the view of anybody who didn't have their camera on, and so it like looked like they weren't in. And then I heard Jonathan talking, and I'm like, wait, he's still in here. And so then I figured it out, and Marcus is still in here too. What's going on, Marcus?
Oh, I'm just hanging out. I'm listening to the 3-3. It's been nonstop all day. It started 6 o'clock this morning and hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
Marcus, I'll just say this much: your grandfather's rolling in his grave.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And I mean, there has to be a way to identify that, you know.
Yeah, it's called the Kraken SDR.
No,
yeah, exactly.
2 seconds.
Nobody's going out and doing it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyone that could hear it could do it.
It's a lot of area to cover.
Yeah, but so the Kraken, I mean, this is an interesting use case. It's a 5 or 6 receiver phase coherent SDR. It's about $400. It runs Linux, custom firmware, custom web application, and it uses a variety of techniques. Multilateration, time difference of arrival. There's quite a few interesting bits and bobs there. And I think the use case is either mobile on a car or fixed with a decent sized circular array. The resolution is quite good, especially at higher frequencies.
Repeater.
John, do you have one?
I do have one. I think if someone was motivated, they could nail this sucker in like a day or less.
I was thinking of getting one and going up to the Pickle and starting there, because the idea is it might be someone in the foothills or it might be someone right there in Contra Costa. So if you go up to the Pickle, it should give you a good idea as to which direction to go in.
Yeah, if you hear it yourself, you can start at your house. I'm sure the Mount Diablo guys, they're pretty smart. I'm sure somebody's got one already.
The guys on 3, no, they're not. No.
I mean, there are other people with repeaters on Diablo and people aware of the issue. So
yeah, but none. Okay, so there's a long-standing feud, if you will, between the Mount Diablo CX group and the 533 people.
Yeah.
And CX will not go DFing anything for 3.3 period. Even if the jammer goes over to CX, they, if they know they came from 3.3, they don't care.
Well,
But no, I'd go up to the pickle and start there and then work my way back down into the valley.
yeah, I mean, if with traditional DF you could do it. I think what's nice about the Kraken is that it's pretty much instantaneous, right? And it's like a single snap in time.
Yeah.
So you have the signal come in, it calculates, bam, you have a proposed direction. You move, you do it again, you've got your next, and it just kind of refines it. So
I've seen a couple demos on it. It's pretty cool. I want to try and maybe get one for myself, but that's later in the year.
yeah, if on YouTube there's a video of somebody tracking down a Tetra SDR receiver, which is, you know, public safety in the UK,
Right.
in 10 minutes from totally unknown to, yeah, we're sitting in front of the thing.
Not bad.
Where's all them vigilante coax cutters out there? Come on, guys.
Yeah, but going that route, Nick, you run into legal issues that would go along with that these days.
Like what?
Doubt it.
Trespassing,
like what?
Prove it.
Destruction of private property.
Prove it. Don't walk up, don't drive up. Wear a hoodie. In and out.
Yeah, the old saying, no face, no case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave your smartphone at home.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna get a misdemeanor that means nothing in the long term, and you could go after that guy and prove every single bad thing that he did, which could result in hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines if it was literally handed to the FCC. I highly doubt anything would ever happen to you.
The FCC wouldn't do much, though. That's the other problem.
I think if you handed it to him on a platter, they would kind of be forced to. Look at what happened to what's his face? What's his name? The Warfa guys, the Warfa jammers. Oh, Billy
the tax guy. Yeah.
Good old Billy.
Trying to figure out how to buy one of these things.
Not much happened to the Warfa jam. They're still doing that.
All right, Nick. So you fly down a day early for field day. And
There you go.
We get our tape measure Yagi and our Baofeng, and we go find this sucker.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it good. What's up, Bert?
What's
Bert
up?
Trent. There he is.
There he is.
Oh.
Not on the Starship yet, Bert.
I'll bring that up. Forgot how to bring that on. It's been so long.
Jonathan, where do you go to buy this thing?
You can buy it on their website, but it's currently out of stock.
Oh, damn
Hey,
it.
if somebody can get one by field day and you can find it, I'll be the guy that cuts the coax. I don't even care.
Okay.
We're still live, by the way.
So all
that
of
was,
this is on YouTube.
That
Okay.
that was Frank KG6 and LW for ID.
Looks like you could get it on Crowd Supply, which is the other place you can get it. Oh, pre-order. It'll ship April 17th.